guys, it's Gamer Ahmer here. So today I wanted to talk about something. Why and who would even pay so much for video games, and essentially retro video games? So with everything going on, so many people are constantly asking me, what is my opinion about some of those places that sell games for so much money? Who are they essentially targeting? And why is this a topic? So today we're going to go ahead and talk about those companies and just talk a little bit about this. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm sure that everyone knows exactly who I'm talking about, at least some of the companies that are out there selling video games, essentially retro video games, for insane amounts of money. And who's actually buying this stuff? What type of person would spend so much money on this stuff when you can get it so much cheaper? So before we jump into it, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification, as I'm constantly dropping videos on my channel and I'm doing tons of other content. So let's just go ahead and talk about this. When did this essentially happen? When did all of these prices spike? A lot of it can be attributed to around the pandemic. And why is that? Because people were home, some people were laid off, some people were essentially working from home, kids weren't going to school, in physical classes. They were doing all of this stuff virtually. Of course, more and more people had some extra cash at times, and they would want some of the video game systems. Now, at that time, the newer systems were insanely expensive. It was hard to get. Most of them were at least $500, at least retail, and then you'd have to pay these crazy amounts of money. So what is the next best thing? Some people wanting to get into video game systems, you have your parents, you have your families, you have your moms, you have all of these different people who just want to get video game systems for their kids, and they want to get video game systems that they've remembered as a child, something that they could connect with, and they would want to get these items. So it was a little bit difficult to go ahead and find some of these items, as everyone is out there trying to make a profit, trying to grow their video game collection, and trying to find something to entertain their family. So where do you go from there? What is the next step that you actually take if you want to find some video game things out there? Do you look around your area and try and find retro video game stores? Are some of the stores even open? Were they essential? Were all of those stores essentially closed at that time? Were there tons of stores that were in malls that got shut down? I know at least a lot of the ones around me did, and a lot of people didn't have access to those places. So where do you go next? You jump online, you try and win an auction on eBay. Of course, you get outbid the last second. We've all been guilty of that, trying to essentially swipe something in the last 10 seconds of an auction. I can count how many times, I lost out on something because right in the last 10 seconds, things got heated. The bids just went crazy and I was the last man out on those. So we all know what that feels like. It's definitely not a good feeling. You often get discouraged. You can't find items. You can't go out there. You can't find stuff online. What's the next big thing? You try and go online, and then you start seeing all of this stuff with social media. You start seeing the top ads that are paid for by different websites who sell video games. You see on TikTok that there are just so many people trending on there, so many different game companies that sell things online. So you start investing in that stuff, your time, and then you find all of this stuff and you don't know what the prices are. You just constantly see yourself, losing out on deals. You can't really find something. You need something. You need the convenience. So what do? You overpay for these items, especially if you're a parent trying to get items for your kids or whatever else has you. So a lot of these people were just quickly jumping out there. Why would you wait around? Why would you try and wait to win these bids in these auctions if you could essentially pay a little bit more to have that convenience factor, have those items, cleaned, guaranteed, and tested, just shipped right to your house? Of course, you would pay a little bit more money because you didn't know how much time you were going to spend at home. So a lot of these different online places that only sell games online for higher prices were targeting these types of people. Now, of course, we as collectors, we weren't looking at some of these items. We weren't really in the market of that, but when you have millions of people watching you on TikTok and other social media, your name is one of the top names out there. So of course, more and more people are just going to flock towards you. So boom, you just jump into that. It's the convenience factor. It's right there in your face. You're one of the only people out there, you know, that can actually substantially grow from this by growing on social media, by being the top, you know, companies that are listed online essentially. And it's just, you're getting this entire different market into this whole entire retro video game collecting, trying to find those deals, trying to find that. Essentially, some stores just can't keep up with the demand. And then as you kind of venture back in, most people should be out there trying to find deals. They should be trying to find things secondhand. And essentially, you take that gamble. And do you find something that doesn't work? And do you even know how to fix that stuff? Do you even spend that time, spend that money, spend that effort on trying to repair something for a cheaper cost? Or you just pay a little bit more so that you can have everything, you know, guaranteed. And some of them offer crazy guarantees of up to a year or so. So it's just like all of that together is the reason why some of these places are still around. If you have hundreds and thousands of items in stock and inventory and just so much stuff, it's like, you know, you're one of the top people out there in this whole entire crave and craze of this entire community. So this is essentially what's going on. Now, longtime collectors, video game collectors who are looking for deals, trying to find things on the cheaper end, of course those people aren't going to be, you know, supportive of some of these places, because they're one of the reasons why, you know, this whole entire, like, collection world is just driving up in price. So, what have you? But I just collect how I want to collect. I do things my own way, and it seems to be working for me. And other people, if they choose to do that, if they choose to overpay and do things like that, what's really stopping them? And what's really to say anything against that? Everything's up to everyone. It just really makes sense for people to kind of do their research firsthand and see what works for you. So I just wanted to throw that out there because there are so many different debates and talks about all of this different stuff. So I just wanted to get your perspective and see how you guys feel about that, if any of what I'm saying makes any sense. And of course, let me know in the comments below. And thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go ahead and check out my other videos and stay tuned for more.